Hi, gang. Hello, hello, hello. Hello, and greetings to the nation's capital. The poll question today on this Saturday: will Trump and Musk make up? Will Trump and Musk make up? Thank you to my friends at Parks Casino, New York, Philadelphia, Detroit Baseball, plus Pro Golf Tour, Pro Hoops. And how about those hockey playoffs last night? Did you check that out? Double overtime last night. Get some skin in the game. Live bet, wager, watch. Live betting is better on the BetParks app in Pennsylvania, New Jersey, and Maryland, and on the Play Gun Lake app in Michigan. Bet individual player performances in baseball, like player hits, home runs, RBIs, strikeouts, or points, rebounds, and more for Pro Hoops playoffs, and a whole lot of fun action. Whether your team wins or not, there's always another way for you to win on the BetParks Sportsbook and online casino app, and the Play Gun Lake Sportsbook and online casino app, the only apps that I ever use and recommend to bet on sports and to play all my favorite casino games right in the palm of my hand. You can play with live dealers right on your phone or play solo from wherever you might be. Blackjack, roulette, craps, poker, hot online slots, cash eruption, 88 Fortunes, Cleopatra, they've got it all. And new users get up to $1,000 casino bonus back if you're down in the first 24 hours. Go to betparks.com or playgunlake.com and download the apps right now. You've got to be 21 and in PA, New Jersey, or Maryland for BetParks, and 21 and in Michigan for the Play Gun Lake app. You love to play, you play to win. You bet BetParks and play on the Play Gun Lake app. Gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. So I'm in Washington, D.C. today. I was in New York City last weekend. Next weekend, I will deliver the program from CNN in New York. Michael, why all the moving around? The moving around is because I think I explained, and I know I put in Instagram an exciting picture, and just wanted to give you a little bit of a quick background. The studio where for a decade I have delivered my CNN program in Philadelphia, Video Link, they closed. So the last show that I will have done from Video Link was 2-3 weeks ago. And I'm in the process of doing something that I've long wanted to do, which is to build my own studio. And I'm doing it with PJ, my friend, my partner from Creative Outfit, the people who do all of our video work. It's probably, you know how these things go. Initially it's a 4 to 6 week job. And then all of a sudden when the job starts, it's like, you know what, we might not be able to turn it around in that time. But things are well underway, and it's going to be really great because my ability to do radio and television are under the same roof, will be under the same roof. And I'm really excited about it. So anyway, in the meantime, here's where I am today. This is where you can find me today. We'll have that backdrop, I guess. Little gloomy outside, and it's true. It is so freaking humid in Washington, D.C. today already. Anyway, I'm glad that you're here. So yesterday's poll result, close, although not as close as when I looked at it initially, but still close. Who could inflict the most damage to the other, Musk or Trump? Who could inflict the most damage to the other? 52.88% said Trump. And I agree with that. I was in the 52.88%. 47.12% said Musk. We had 32,208. And yesterday, drawing on some elements on radio of things that I was then intending to say on TV, and I will, but never exactly as it stands on a Friday because the news cycle keeps changing. But I was assessing, I was going down my ledger of the weaknesses, the vulnerabilities of Elon Musk and Donald Trump. And when I got to that part of my ledger where I wanted to say something about Trump's, now all of a sudden I've got to come up with the word, Trump's ability to just keep fighting. When I came to the point where I wanted to say, when you're sizing him up as a pugilist, you take into consideration that he withstood 2 impeachments, 4 indictments, and a conviction, and nevertheless is the president of the United States. So, and I know, gang, you were probably tuned in for that. So extemporaneously, I use the word grit. People are like, grit? No, don't say he has grit. because to many, grit has a positive connotation. And by the way, proving that I was just free flowing, a number of callers, two who got through, called and said, like, Michael, let me read you the definition of grit. There are better words than grit. But when I said grit, then I asked TC what word would she use. She used tenacious. And I thought, tenacious is going to be perceived even more favorably than grit. The anti-gritters are never going to live with tenacious, So it just started this whole process, and I thought it was fun. I thought it was funny. I think it's great radio. So we went from grit to tenacious. And then, here's another one. If you say resilient, don't say he's resilient. Unless you're calling him, this is like a Philly thing, but unless you're calling him a crumb bum, some just don't want to hear it. Grit, tenacious, resilient, tough, combative, persistent, all words that were thrown around yesterday. And then the one that I'm struggling with, but I'm going to try and say it right now. Indefatigable. Indefatigable, which I've always pronounced as indefatigable. And I hope I remember that it's Papadopoulos. Indefatigable. Somebody else said gall. Somebody else said obstinate. Somebody else said hostile. I'm using, the word I'm using on CNN today is pugnacious. I'm going with pugnacious. And I've taken an early peek at suggested poll questions, those that have been submitted by people, who are voting on the poll question of the day. So here are some more. Here are some more that have come in. You like pugnacious, Rabidine? Yeah, pugnacious. Combative, Alan Childs. Yeah, I agree. Yes. Bad, people don't like grit. They're both batshit crazy. Yeah, okay, I hear you. Let me get back to some submitted ones. So from Jim in Boston, relentless defiance. I kind of like one word. Relentless, says Paula and Gary and others. Relentless. He's relentless. I think relentless is a good word. Chutzpah. See, Larry from Richmond, Virginia suggested chutzpah. Chutzpah to me is a good thing. Chutzpah, but I'm telling you, you have to give him credit. I am giving him credit. You have to give him credit on some level for that. What's the word? Fortitude. Dominating, says Jens. Scrapper, says Jack. I particularly liked, and I'll bet I'm not the only one who post-show yesterday listened to Johnny Cash sing Boy Named Sue, because that summed it up to me. When Johnny Cash sings about, searching all the honky-tonks and bars to kill that man who gave me that awful name, and then he finds, there in a corner dealing studs sat the mangy dirty dog who named me Sue. What I envision as the character he's singing about, that's what I'm trying to sum up when I use grit. Brad says pugnacious. Brad from Boston. Julie from Phoenix says unyielding. I love how these are from all over the country. Betsy from Maple Glen, remorseless. No, but Betsy, remorse means he's not remorseful. He's not remorseful. He never reconsiders, but that's not what we're talking about. I'm not talking about whether he's second guessing of himself, willing to accept moral responsibility. I'm saying, like, he's a guy who gets off the canvas. Indefatigable, says Beverly from Plymouth, Mass. Right? Truculence. I got to look that up. Mark in Elk Ridge, Maryland. Rabid. Now, wait a minute. When I think of rabid, I think of a rabid dog, or, my mother. Where are the raccoons? They're rabid. Stubborn, but stubborn's not what I'm talking about. He's retributive. I could do this all day. The point I'm trying to make is that everybody has, okay, let's see, obstinate, petulant, doggedness, Hamilton White, doggedness, arrogant, instinctual, villainous fighter. David, David Kesson, maybe it's that simple. Truculent, a favorite of Howard Cosell. Sean, then I have to explain to everybody who Howard Cosell is. Cantankerous, but cantankerous is a pain in the ass. That's not somebody who's going to fight, and get up and get up and get up. Teflon, right? Cretinous, narcissistic, but that's not what we're looking for. Grifter, but gang, come on. You understand? I'm trying to, but cantankerous is like, Mr. Wilson next door, get off my lawn. That's not necessarily somebody who goes through what he has gone through and lives to fight another day. Are we so old that we need to explain Howard Cosell? I hope not. I hope not. If I watched a fight in my youth and Howard Cosell was involved in it, by definition, it told you it was a big event. And one of my favorite recordings, one of my favorite pieces of, Sean, listen to this. One of my favorite pieces of recorded sound, I'll say it that way, is the Howard Cosell introduction of Frank Sinatra for the TV show and what became the record, The Main Event. Sinatra live at the Garden with The Main Event. You listen to that. It's like a 3-minute introduction that Cosell delivers for Frank Sinatra. It's amazing. It is absolutely, gives me goosebumps, and it's timed, and the music, and so well done. So well done. Yeah. All right, gang. That's just fun. I love looking at all of these. Juggernaut, Unwavering. People wouldn't like Unwavering. They would not like it. They just would not like it. Today's poll question at Smerconish.com. Are they making up? Are they making up? Are they making up? What's going to go on with this Trump-Musk battle, and who has the upper hand? It's interesting. Jeffrey Sonnenfeld, who is from Yale and just wrote for Time Magazine, is going to be my guest on this. And he makes a pretty convincing argument that the stakes are very high for Elon Musk, that he's got a huge paper net worth, but that Tesla is really in distress now, and that he's lost a constituency for those cars. And I keep wondering if Musk knows what he's in for, because Trump is, when it comes to fighting, he's a junkyard dog. Somebody said that yesterday. He is a junkyard dog, and maybe Elon Musk is just not up for it. I don't know that he has the jaw to continue with the boxing metaphor. So go vote at Smerconish.com. Will they make up? Thank you so much for being here. Take a good look at the DC studio. This is what I'm trying to replicate. You just need a tight, soundproof box and a television monitor behind, and that's what it looks like. All right. Have a great day, gang. Thank you all.